All right, welcome you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. My name is Ellen, and this is Team Play Hard's weekly team call. And tonight we are going to be talking about the ultimate reset. And yes, we have done a team call about the ultimate reset. But honestly, I feel like I'm in a different place with it today. I feel like our team is in a different place with it today. I've learned a lot. I know a lot more. I just finished it. I'm excited about it. Kara's team's about to do it. And I really want to make a training video for our resources that really helps us with our future clients and helps you guys if you haven't been through the ultimate reset. So I'm going to try to talk really fast because we've got a lot to cover tonight. So first, let's talk about what is the ultimate reset. It is our Big Mac Daddy cleanse. So it's actually our most comprehensive, most expensive product that we have in our cart. And I personally have now been through it successfully 2 times, September of 2016 and September of 2017. And I know Kristen is on. She went through it with me at that time. Kristen, I don't know if you've enjoyed this like I have, but it's been really cool going through the reset and seeing all my time hop photos from a year ago. Because it's crazy. It's like time hopping almost to the day of my ultimate reset journey last year, and that's been really, really fun to see. Okay, so basically the ultimate reset is something that Darren O'Lean and Isabel Deichler, the co-creators of Shakeology, put together to be a real true cleanse, a true detox. It's not a starvation diet. It is not a run to the toilet kind of a diet. It however, is not really like a way of life, whereas like the 21-day fix, all of our portion fix programs, we can adapt to a lifestyle. So you'll see when I take you through how you strip down your nutrition through the ultimate reset, you really wouldn't be able to maintain like a phase 3 lifestyle in the ultimate reset. And I'll get into that a little bit further as we talk about the different phases. Maybe you could be in maybe a phase 2 as a lifestyle or phase 1. Okay, so I was saying it's not a starvation diet. In fact, I'm in like great shape right now because I just finished the reset last Thursday, and so I'm loving how my body looks and feels right now. I knew that was going to be the result of doing it a second time, but what's amazing is to go through such weight loss and lost inches that I actually was eating seriously the most delicious food that I've had since I did the reset a year ago. So just, you can know confidently that if you haven't done the program, that you're going to be eating things that you thoroughly enjoy. Yes, there might be exceptions. Not everybody loves tempeh, apparently, or Power Greens. Yeah, there might be an exception or two, but there are workarounds. So it is our cleanse. In phase 1, which is week 1 of the ultimate reset, we have a few grains. We have a couple pieces of toast for breakfast. We have some animal products. There is a salmon dinner. There is a chicken breast. And if your client is already a vegetarian and they don't eat meat, that's fine. There's options for them. So it's not like someone would have to take a step back and start eating meat if they already weren't doing meat. And then so in week 1, you're phasing out animal products. So eggs, milk, yogurt, meat. And then in week 2, you phase out grains and legumes. So week 3, ultimately, when I said it wasn't something you could maintain as a lifestyle, week 3 is really just fruits and vegetables. It's pretty much eating fruits and vegetables. So calorically, it's really small. It's the phase that I kind of, in some respects, enjoy the least because it's the hardest one to go through because it is so restrictive. But at the same time, by that 3rd week, you literally feel amazing. You have so much energy in week 2. I don't know. I know that we have dudes on this call and there will be guys listening to this call, but like if you've been pregnant before, you know how you like start to feel good in the second trimester? It's kind of like that. You're glowing and you have high energy and you're eating. Like, I love the food in week 2. So by the time you come into week 3, the results that you're already feeling and seeing like seriously motivate you. So even though it's harder, your motivation is up. So let's see. That's kind of just quickly what it is. Now I want to actually show you, because I created this for this call today. I thought it would be super helpful for all of you who have not done the reset before to actually see the food. So what I'm about to show you is it's everything I put in my mouth for the 3 weeks I did this cleanse, not including the Shakeology. I didn't photograph I didn't put in the slideshow when I would have vegan Shakeology. What was I going to say? I don't know. It'll come to me. I was going to say, like, even if you happen to have the reset book doesn't actually show you every single picture. The pictures in your book aren't necessarily like this. For example, on that day 4, that, for example, is not all the food you'll eat in day 4. For some reason, they didn't photograph it. So I'm going to show you what you would eat if you did the ultimate reset and you didn't make any substitutions. I don't know if you can hear me talk over this. I think you guys can. That was produce someone gave me. That was day 1. And I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think you can, but those are the 3 different phases of the reset. And that video. Let me pause it. Could you guys hear me? Kara?
Yes.
Could you guys hear me? Okay, I couldn't see you guys while I was screen sharing. Okay, so I thought it was important to show you guys the food and just to point out that you go grocery shopping for 1 week at a time. And one thing Kristen and I talked a little bit about this last week is you didn't need to spend as much money as you would think, because you don't need to buy you don't need to buy much of the different items. The first time you go to the grocery store for week 1, it can take a couple of hours. So that's an investment of time. The cooking doesn't take a lot of time, you guys. Those recipes, like, they were very simple. I mean, yes, you have to like make a salad practically every single day and chop some cucumber, chop some carrot, grab a handful of pumpkin seeds that you've already roasted in advance, slice a tomato, like drizzle on some salad dressing that you can make in advance from our book, or I just use olive oil. Honestly, it would take, our breakfast was minimal. Like it does not take a lot of time in the kitchen. I hate cooking. I really do. I don't like being in the kitchen and prepping meals. I do it. But this isn't like, it's not overwhelming. I don't know why that it has sort of the reputation of being like, so much prep work in the kitchen. It's really not. It's just really not. I think I was looking at Heather's breakfast this morning. Was I looking at yours, Heather, and it just had like the 2 fruits, and I was like, atta girl, like why chop it all up? Just that a girl, just grab a peach and grab an apple. Like we're supposed to have 3 cups of fruit. So I just really not a lot of time in the kitchen, you guys. It's like honestly like no longer than it would take you to like scramble some eggs, and you know, it's just not time consuming. Not more than just prepping a normal meal. And in some cases less, because we're talking about some of these recipes were like 3 ingredients. So I want to talk to you about a resource that our team's resource that you, may or may not want to take advantage of. Ooh, I'm happy to see more of you now that I've stopped sharing for a second. I want to show you this resource page that that we've been utilizing, that you may use if you'd like or not. So if you're a leader on this team and you want to run your own group, fantastic. Or you can utilize the larger team's group, and I want to talk to you about how I've organized it. And you can still lead, like you can still put your clients in here and be the one that leads them, or you can come in here for your own personal support. I set this group up a year ago. It stayed a little bit dormant over the months that nobody was doing it. And then it's outrageously been a fantastic resource. So it's here, it's always open. And so what I did, because there was 25 of us doing this program, I'm counting Dave, Marie, I'm counting your husband, even though he kind of bogged out after the tofu. I mean, tempeh. But what I did is I created these graphic tiles, like this one, for example, week 2 lunch, post yours here daily. Let me show you a couple more. Week 2 dinner, post yours here daily. This is, I'll go back to that in a second. Week 3 breakfast. Okay, you get the point, right? So week 2 breakfast. Let me show you week 3 lunch. Let me show you week 1 breakfast. So this is where everybody who would start the reset would start by posting in here. It's incredible. There's been 90 comments, in the last 3 weeks. So if I were to open this up, and there's people, we started at different times. So someone could start in 3 weeks and they could still jump in and get support, because everyone who's been here and done this will see their comment. So you can see it. That's everybody. I mean, and it's still going. So, so there are 9, sorry about the scrolling if you get a little dizzy. So there are 9 graphic tiles. So there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner of week 1. There's breakfast, lunch, and dinner of week 2. And there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner of week 3. So that's 9 graphic tiles in this page. If someone didn't understand the rules and they accidentally posted their meal on just in the thread, I would kindly reach out to them. Molly, come here. And I would tell them kindly that that's not the place for them to post, and I would delete their post just to keep the group really clean, really well organized, so that we could better hold each other accountable. So it's very clean and neat. And then what we found is we all had so much to say beyond what we were eating. We had so many questions, comments, struggles, excitements. So we started this miscellaneous thread here, and it's the best. It was like the best part. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. View previous comments. It just everything from Sherry gagging on her Power Greens, sorry girl, to you know, where to find certain ingredients, to just so much love. You know, days we would struggle with things. This was your miscellaneous thread, you know, traveling on the reset, how we managed that. By the way, I traveled so much during this reset. I traveled so much, and I just had to prep. I just had to prep in advance. Then about a couple weeks ago, I posted this. These are before and after our transformations, and I say post below, it's optional. And I'll just scroll through that really quickly so you guys can see that's a place for people to put their before and after photos. And then finally, today I made a graphic post that is for, let me stop the share. I made a graphic post that is for aftercare. So like right now I'm trying to be in phase 2. And so I had like kobacha last night and a microgreen salad today with miso soup. And so I want to still be held accountable by you guys and vice versa. So I've created an aftercare post. So I just think it's a great place. You guys have it if you want it. I'm going to show you one more thing via screen share. Do I want to do that right now? Yes. I'm going to show you one more thing via screen share that's just a resource for you as a coach on the team. And that is, as you guys know, probably, that I have been working on creating my website and it eventually as a team resource. Let me just show you this really quickly. If you go to my website and you go under food and fitness, there's the drop-down tabs. I have a whole entire page dedicated to Ultimate Reset. And the reason this might be a good resource for you guys, I mean, first of all, if you are going to design your own website, do it. Do something like this. If you're not there yet or never want to be there in designing a website, that's cool. You are welcome to use mine. What I like about it is people want to see real. They would rather see like us. And that's my food. That's my food up there. They would rather see like real people and what we are really like than the corporate, like prefabricated stuff, which is why I want to do our Shakeology videos with you guys, right? Because they want to see us. They especially are going to want to see Jake after his goofy video. Buttercup. Okay. So anyway, this just says what the reset is, you guys. It's our last team call about it, which I'll probably replace with tonight's team call, what they can expect to see in 21 days. I'm going to talk about that one in a second. I just posted my results here, but what I'd like to do is get permission from all of you guys and make that be a slideshow of our team's results after I get you guys permission. And then here's that food video that I just showed you that shows every single meal, because you'll be able to see like, okay, it's not starvation. That's plenty of food. And then here's one from Carl. And then finally, I'm not going to play this whole video for you. In fact, I won't play it at all for the sake of time. It's a 12-minute video that I created yesterday. Stop. Oh, stop it. What this video does, you guys, it literally is the behind the scenes in my kitchen. I set my video up. I show myself prepping meals. Whoa, stop. I show grocery shopping. I take my camera with me into the grocery store. It's the behind the scenes. It's the behind the scenes. It's me struggling. One day I overslept and I couldn't eat breakfast. So it's just the real behind the scenes of the reset. It's 12 minutes long. The food one is 4 minutes long. There's Carl's. So I want you to know this is going to be here. Let's finally talk about weekly accountability meetings. We started doing this in this challenge group where I did it a couple times, different times of day, different days of the week, where we just hung out and talked about how it was going. That was really, really special. So I want our clients to be able to see that that's something we can and will offer as a team in the reset. And you don't have to use my website. I'm just showing you resources because the alternative is you send them here, which is cool. You're going to have to send them here anyway. So that goes to how you work with your client, how you enroll your clients with the Ultimate Reset. This product is no longer in our Coach Online office. I'm sorry, not Coach Online office, your personal coach website. It's now outside of that. It's housed separately. So when your client clicks buy now, they have some options and they are, let me just stop the share again. They are basically a dual kit, which is, I think it's $375 for us. That's our coach price. It's for us two people in the same household or best friends or husband and wife or whatever. So it's two resets. And then the challenge pack, which is kind of what I want my customers to invest in, is the challenge pack with vegan Shakeology. And then there's the refill kit. The challenge pack is $275 for us. That's our price. And then there's the refill pack, I think is $150, our price. So this is a pricey program, but you guys, people spend the money on it and they do not want to blow it. They're just like, I am not going to cheat. This thing cost me a couple $100. I'm serious. It's a different level of investment, emotionally and psychologically when you put your money there. And then that's going to maybe lead me into the next point, which is, and I'm going to wrap really soon, checking the time. Good. Why did I take the time to photograph all of my food out on my porch on a white plate? Dogs. Why did I take the time to do that on a white plate every single day on the same table? Because two reasons. One, I didn't want to fail at this. And I'm trying to manage my dogs. I did that for my own accountability. I pretended and I told myself people are watching me do this, which they actually were. But even if they weren't, I would have told myself people are watching me do this. And I was going to be absolutely positive and committed to posting every single meal. And so if I didn't, I told myself someone would notice. So as one reason I did it is for personal accountability because I didn't want to fail. The other reason I did it is because I own a business as a coach and I wanted to plate beautiful photos of the food so that I could do something like this, like show someone what it's like. So if you haven't done it before, that's something as a coach, as a business owner in this health and fitness business that you might want to seriously consider is where are you going to take the photos? It was goofy, you guys, because like I said, I traveled so many times. Like 25% of this reset, I ate out of Tupperware. But I still would like get up early, prep all the meals in the morning, stick them on plates, go to my porch, take a picture. I did that for business, and then I'd stick it in Tupperware and put it in a cooler and eat it cold later. Okay, so I told you what it is. We talked about the phases. I showed you exactly what the food looks like. It's wonderful food. Pretty darn easy to make. Pretty easy to find all the ingredients. You might need to find a thing or two on Amazon or at like a Whole Foods, but pretty easy. Like you can adapt, if your families will probably, if they're not resetting with you, will probably enjoy all the food too. You just might need to throw on some chicken breast for them or something. I showed you our Teams group. If you want to use it, you may. If not, do your own. But this idea of managing the posts was wonderful. Having those live meetups as part of our challenge group was wonderful. I showed you my website as just a resource for you. It's easy to find and it's going to be real. It's going to be us real people. It's going to be us real people. So if you ever want to take your customers there as just a resource, you can. Just always give them, of course, your link. And then now I want to talk about my final point. Make sure I didn't skip anything. My final point, my final 2 points are miscellaneous. There's quite a few things that I just want to mention in closing that are going to seem sort of random, but they're important. It's a lot of the reset is just changing your relationship with food in a more profound way. So when you read your book, which is critical that you do for success, you're told to do things like either pause, breathe, pray, meditate, have gratitude wash over you before you begin to eat, stuff like that. We're taught to do that in here, to put our fork down after each bite, to chew our food for a long time. So we're taught to just slow down and be mindful. We're encouraged to get out into nature more, to get out in the sunshine more, to reduce exercise, which is something I'll talk to you guys a little bit about too. We are like, even to get a gentle massage, to take baths, to shower. And I even read that we're supposed to finish the shower with cold water. I don't know about that. I didn't do that. There is a crunch, a reset and a crunch. So that just means, like, if you didn't have all the food, like you couldn't find something, or you absolutely hate tempeh, you had options that fit the phase, that stayed true to the program. That was also a way to make it more affordable, we found. If you or your client is already gluten-free or vegan, they can still do the reset. Even that there are still ways for them to do the reset. Shakeology is something that wasn't supposed to be a mainstay, vegan Shakeology, but it was permissible. And then I wanted to say it was so much easier for me the second time. I didn't expect that. It was just so much easier. So I can't imagine how it's going to be next year, because that's definitely something I'm going to do annually. So for those of you guys who have done it once, I swear, Kristen's nodding, so she must agree. And I do want to open it up for comments, but it was way easier for me, from shopping to prepping to emotions. You guys, like, the reason for this cleanse, really, I think on a physiological level, is our food just isn't as nutritious as it once was. And so it's getting back to really true whole food, non-processed eating. and detoxing us, because there's so many toxins out there in the water and in the air that is in our food. And there's something about the cleanse that it's even in our book that does tend to stir up some emotions. And so that was something that was really real and evident in our group. Some of us just had big old meltdowns about stuff. But it was good. It was healthy. There are supplements that you take that correspond with each phase of the reset that you have to time according to your food. So that can be a little tricky. Setting a phone alarm will help a lot. And what else did I want to tell you? Your quality of sleep will change. Sleep is really encouraged, like eye mask, even just your sleep will change. I had slept like a baby. So we have some people on that have done the reset that were part of the group. Marie and Kim is on, and Becky's on, I think, day 10, and Desiree's rocked the reset twice now. Heather's doing it. So if you guys want to, I know, so Kara's going to do it with her team, and Shannon, one of her coaches, has been one of our total rock stars in the group. And so that's one of Kara's girls. So I don't know if you guys want to comment. I think it would be great to have some of you guys comment about what it's been like for you. I would love to have that on our recording as well. Kara says the start date for their team is either October 9th or 11th if you want to join. Corey's going to do it. Oh, cool. Oh, you guys are Kara's thinking about going vegan. That's exciting.
I'll say something. So I thoroughly enjoyed doing the reset. I was scared to death to do it. Scared to death, because that meant I was really committed to doing it. And being accountable to all of you guys was like, holy crap. But the only way that I was able to do it is because I was accountable to all of you. And I knew that all of you were chopping and doing different things all at the same time. It would have been a lot easier for me had I read the book instead of just skimming it. I would just skim it. I went to the market the first week and I said to buy 6 cucumbers. And I thought, what the hell am I going to do with 6 cucumbers? Like, no. And then I ended up running out. So I went to Sprouts 3 days in a row because I didn't follow it the way it should have. Or I didn't read that it said double up on this recipe or whatever. So it's all there. It's all spelled out. So as long as you do what it tells you, it's not that big a deal. In fact, going off of it has stressed me out more. I've now been, I felt much more in control knowing what I was going to eat, which goes into any kind of meal plan that you follow, or anything. And to be honest with you, today I had bread. First time I've had bread in a week, and my stomach feels like it's out to here. Mm-hmm. So I felt so much better on the reset, and I will definitely do it again. And I will continue to eat a lot of those same foods.
I'm so glad for your comments. I'm also afraid. I feel like I felt so safe, comfortable. Shannon, I think is scared too. I don't want to leave it. I'm not ready to leave it. I'm going to stay. I'm really going to focus on week 2. I know Kristen prepped 2 weeks worth of meals, I think, based on week 2. I can't wait for her to chip in. But you're right, Kim, reading ahead is would have saved you hours because you had extra trips to the store, and there are so many recipes that it says double the batch. If it's a lunch, double it because you can use part of it for dinner, or if it's a dinner, double it, you can use part of it. And those little tips save so much time. Oh, I know I've said this before. Some of you will have heard me say this, but it's really important for the purpose of the replay that you all hear that this gets recorded. I think it's easier than the 21-day fix in some respects. I'm seeing some head nods. Because for the 21-day fix, it can be hard. Now, the tracker helps a lot, But it can just be like, okay, well, I had this and then I ended up having an apple for a snack. So now I have that. So this is all I have left today. So what am I going to make? Because now I have half an orange container and I've got half a blue container, and Lord knows I have no yellows left, but I've got 3 greens and a purple. Like, what am I going to make? It just can be a lot of like figuring it out. And this really, especially the second time I did it was really easy. It took a lot of willpower, but man, it was really, really easy. And we talked a lot on our little accountability call about how good it feels to like just get hungry and then like just be okay. Just be okay. You've got to, because I said this on the last call I did about the reset, but I am an emotional eater. I eat when I eat to procrastinate. I eat because I'm bored. I eat because I'm tired. I eat just because of no reason at all. And the reset doesn't allow you to do that. So when I eat as a response to anxiety or whatever, which I do, I don't have that choice. So I've got to just figure out a different way to manage those things like anxiety and my propensity to procrastinate.
I thought I'd say, can you hear me? Perfect. So this was my second time doing the Ultimate Reset as well, and I too found it so much easier because I actually saw those little tiny notes about double up the batch here, do this there. So I feel like it went smoother because I did that. And I agree that the Ultimate Reset is it is easier to follow than the 21-day fix, because you don't have to guess what you're eating when. You don't have to come up with your own meals. It's all laid out for you, even like the time of day that you eat. You wake up, you have your supplements 30 minutes within waking up, and you eat from about 30 minutes after that. And then 2 hours later, you take your supplements again, and then you eat 30 minutes after you take your supplements, and it repeats itself all day long. So I too will be doing it again next year, and I like doing it this same time of year. I'll probably start again September 1st next year for a couple of different reasons. Number one, I think it's a great time to transition. Number two, my sister-in-law, who's a naturopath, said doing a cleanse in the fall and in the spring are perfect times of year to do. And then number three, this is my second year in a row doing this in September. People are watching, and people remembered when I did it last year, and they will look for it next year. It's not just about my physical transformation, it's about my business as well. So what else do I want to say about that? I too am scared. Coming off the reset, I've had a little bit more anxiety. It's actually been harder coming off the reset. And even though I've planned all my meals out and gone kind of backwards a little bit, but because it's not solid and set in stone, and because we're not all posting together, you know, now the group's kind of, it's harder. It's a lot harder to stay exactly on track the way I want to. So I think for next year, what I'd like to do is do a post-reset group where we all come together and glom together and walk through coming down off the reset together. So I think that'd be great. That's all I got for right now.
That's a really great idea about the post reset. I was going to say something else for the purposes of the recording too. That's important for clients to know is people actually have a really hard time eating all the food, a really hard time. Not me, because I'm like a big old foodie. I can eat a lot, but people really, really have a hard time eating it all, and it's because really whole food, high fiber, high quality, dense nutrition is incredibly filling. And we're drinking a lot of water. So just like, it's crazy how people cannot finish their food in the first couple weeks. I say that because people are afraid they're going to starve on this thing.
It's true. I still can't finish my food. Like right now, I'm full from my Shakeology, actually, and I'm probably not going to eat dinner because I'm still stuffed, and that was hours ago. So.
I don't really have anything to add because you covered everything. I think what I would have to say is from a perspective of, I've been looking at this thing for 3 years, and for 3 years I'm like, nope, not for me. I want no part of it. It's scary. It's too hard. There's not enough food. There's too much fruit. There's whatever. It wasn't for me. But I'm on day 20. I feel amazing. I've lost 12 pounds. My blood sugar only spiked when I had the fruit, which I don't eat perfectly. Let's be real. That's why I'm over 200 pounds. So it wasn't a scary spike at all. It was just what I'm used to. No big deal. Went right back down. It was fantastic. It totally changed my mind about what to eat, how to eat. Even though I've studied nutrition, I know how to do it. I just don't do it. But this was a total reprogramming of the mind. And coming out of just losing my dad and just getting married and having like crazy after crazy, this is exactly what I needed to put myself back on track.
I didn't know you were on day 20. Oh my goodness. And I meant to like do some research on your behalf. I'm so sorry about the fruit. Because I was thinking like maybe you could just do garbanzo beans, and I was like, what? Surely there's an alternative. There was,
okay. And so some of the girls did answer when I was like, I can't eat 3 cups of fruit. That's insane. Mm-hmm. And they gave me some alternatives, and I looked at them and I was like, I'm just gonna try the fruit. Like it could be no worse than something else that I've eaten, like I shouldn't have eaten.
Yeah.
So I tried, 2 pieces. And then I worked up to 3, but it really wasn't bad. I drank a lot of water with it, which, dilutes the sugar, and I was fine.
That's great. I think Becky's our only garbanzo bean fan.
Yes, garbanzo beans are a glorious thing, but not for everybody. My daughter threw them on the floor this afternoon.
Oh, Desiree, any words of wisdom from you? You're an expert on this now. Anything? You're probably muted.
I don't know about words of wisdom. I had different challenges this it's one of my very favorite programs, and I definitely, again, will do it next year, maybe 4. I would do a 6-month, but we'll see. But I love it. I love the program. I love everything about it. Food, emotions. I loved that we did it as a team this year. The accountability, the results, everything. I'm sold completely.
Yeah, let's do it every year. I love doing it as a team. That was the most connected I felt. Like what Kim said about like, I did that too, Kim. I like imagine like, okay, they're chopping and they're doing this too, and they're roasting squash and they're in the grocery stores. And it was such a bond. It was like this kind of bond, across the map, that so many of us were doing this together. It was cool. And I really couldn't believe how many people. I really was like just astonished. So, and Kristen was right. People are watching and they'll remember next year, because I got a lot of that. In fact, the clients that I did get this year all said, yeah, we watched you do this last year. I didn't really talk about exercise. So for the sake of the recording, it is definitely not recommended that we exercise strenuously at all. In fact, the opposite, that we restore, we allow the musculoskeletal system to reset and all that. So I would just be remiss if I didn't highlight that fact. That being said, I did, because of my day job, have to teach some classes to the best of my ability. I told my classes what I was doing and I modified to the best of my ability. I did that. I got a lot of heat from it. I mean, not a lot of heat, but people would comment on my stuff all the time. Like, how are you? Like, you're not supposed to work out. So my defense of that is like, I just want to say it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but it is my job. So I still believe it's better for my health that the solution otherwise is never do the reset. or wait till I someday get injured and can't work. So a better solution for me, and because I say this because there's other fitness professionals out there in our team and out there that will want to do this with us, that, you know, if it's between like, I mean, look at the food I ate, look at the transformation of my body, look what I took out of my diet, like, look what I did with my health over 3 weeks. That surely is better than just not doing it at all because of my job. And I really did try to honor that. So that needs to be, you know, we need to talk about that. Okay. Heather's totally in for next year. I don't know what Jake loves to. Oh, garbanzo beans, just not cilantro. There's cilantro on the reset. Just don't buy it. All right, guys. Well,
I have one more thing. I learned about new foods. I learned about jicama. I knew what it was. I had never had it. I thought that I hated lentils. I love this lentil salad. I thought that I hated black beans, but I love the black beans with coriander and the other spices. So I would say, just try it. If you don't like it, have something else, but try it. You'd be surprised.
Totally. Okay. Don't go yet, but I am going to stop the recording and I have one quick thing to say. But so anyway, that was our tutorial on the reset.